O thou who art the ruler of earth and heaven, and the author of all names, thou hearest the voice of my lamentation, which from the fortress town of Akka ascendeth towards thee. And beholdest how my captive friends have fallen into the hands of the workers of iniquity. We render thee thanks, O our Lord, for all the troubles which have touched us in thy path. Oh, that the span of my earthly life could be so extended as to embrace the lives of the former and the latter generations, or could even be so lengthened that no man on the face of the earth could measure it, and be afflicted every day and every moment with a fresh tribulation for love of thee and for thy pleasure's sake. Thou well knowest, however, O my God, that my wish is wholly dissolved in thy wish, and that thou hast irrevocably decreed that my soul should ascend unto the loftiest mansions of thy kingdom, and pass into the presence of my all-glorious companion. Hasten, by thy grace and bounty, my passing, O my Lord, and pour forth upon all men that are dear to thee what will preserve them from fear and trembling after me. Powerful art thou to do whatsoever may please thee. No God is there except thee, the all-glorious, the all-wise. Thou seest, O my Lord, how thy servants have left their homes in their longing to meet thee, and how they have been hindered by the ungodly from looking upon thy face, and from circumambulating the sanctuary of thy grandeur. Pour out thy steadfastness, and send down thy calm upon them, O my Lord. Thou art in truth the ever-forgiving, the most compassionate.
Thou art God, no God is there but thee. Lauded and glorified art thou, O Lord my God. Thou art supreme over the realm of being, and thy power pervadeth all created things. Thou holdest the kingdom of creation within thy grasp, and dost call into being in conformity with thy pleasure. All praise be unto thee, O Lord my God. I beseech thee by such souls as are eagerly waiting at thy gate, and by those holy beings who have attained the court of thy presence, to cast upon us the glances of thy tender compassion, and to regard us with the eye of thy loving providence. Cause our souls to be enkindled with the fire of thy tender affection, and give us to drink of the living waters of thy bounty. Keep us steadfast in the path of thine ardent love, and enable us to abide within the precincts of thy holiness. Verily, thou art the giver, the most generous, the all-knowing, the all-informed. Glorified art thou, O my God. I invoke thee by thy most great name, through which the hidden secrets of God, the most exalted, were divulged, and the kindreds of all nations converged toward the focal center of faith and certitude, through which thy luminous words streamed forth for the quickening of mankind, and the essence of all knowledge was revealed from that embodiment of bounty. May my life, my inmost being, my soul, and my body be offered up as a sacrifice for the dust ennobled by thy footsteps. I earnestly beg thee, O Lord my God, by thy most glorious name, whereby thy sovereignty hath been established, and the tokens of thy might have been manifested, and whereby the oceans of life and of holy ecstasy have surged for the reviving of the mouldering bones of all thy creatures, and for the stirring of the limbs of such as have embraced thy cause. I earnestly beg thee to graciously ordain for us the good of this world and of the next, to enable us to gain admission into the court of thy mercy and loving kindness, and to kindle in our hearts the fire of joy and ecstasy in such wise that the hearts of all men may thereby be attracted. Verily, thou art the all-powerful, the protector, the almighty, the self-subsisting.
Be not dismayed, O peoples of the world, when the day star of my beauty is set, and the heaven of my tabernacle is concealed from your eyes. Arise to further my cause and to exalt my word amongst men. We are with you at all times, and shall strengthen you through the power of truth. We are truly almighty. Whoso hath recognized me will arise and serve me with such determination that the powers of earth and heaven shall be unable to defeat his purpose. The peoples of the world are fast asleep. Were they to wake from their slumber, they would hasten with eagerness unto God, the all-knowing, the all-wise. They would cast away everything they possess, be it all the treasures of the earth, that their Lord may remember them to the extent of addressing to them but one word. Such is the instruction given you by him who holdeth the knowledge of things hidden, in a tablet which the eye of creation hath not seen, and which is revealed to none except his own self, the omnipotent protector of all worlds. So bewildered are they in the drunkenness of their evil desires, that they are powerless to recognize the Lord of all being, whose voice calleth aloud from every direction. There is none other God but me, the mighty, the all-wise. Say, rejoice not in the things ye possess. Tonight they are yours. Tomorrow others will possess them. Thus warneth you he who is the all-knowing, the all-informed. Can ye claim that what ye own is lasting or secure? Nay, by myself the all-merciful, ye cannot, if ye be of them who judge fairly. The days of your life flee away as a breath of wind, and all your pomp and glory shall be folded up, as were the pomp and glory of those gone before you. Reflect, O people. What hath become of your bygone days, your lost centuries? Happy the days that have been consecrated to the remembrance of God, and blessed the hours which have been spent in praise of him who is the all-wise. By my life, neither the pomp of the mighty, nor the wealth of the rich, nor even the ascendancy of the ungodly will endure. All will perish at a word from him. He verily is the all-powerful, the all-compelling, the Almighty. What advantage is there in the earthly things which men possess? That which shall profit them, they have utterly neglected. Ere long, they will awake from their slumber and find themselves unable to obtain that which hath escaped them in the days of their Lord, the Almighty, the All-Praised. Did they but know it, they would renounce their all, that their names may be mentioned before his throne. They verily are accounted among the dead.
Although the realm of glory hath none of the vanities of the world, yet within the treasury of trust and resignation we have bequeathed to our heirs an excellent and priceless heritage. Earthly treasures we have not bequeathed, nor have we added such cares as they entail. By God, in earthly riches, fear is hidden and peril is concealed. Consider ye and call to mind that which the All-Merciful hath revealed in the Quran. Woe betide every slanderer and defamer, him that layeth up riches and counteth them. Fleeting are the riches of the world. All that perisheth and changeth is not, and hath never been, worthy of attention, except to a recognized measure. The aim of this wronged one, in sustaining woes and tribulations, in revealing the holy verses, and in demonstrating proofs, hath been naught but to quench the flame of hate and enmity, that the horizon of the hearts of men may be illumined with the light of concord and attain real peace and tranquility. From the dawning place of the divine tablet, the day star of this utterance shineth resplendent, and it behoveth everyone to fix his gaze upon it. We exhort you, O peoples of the world, to observe that which will elevate your station. Hold fast to the fear of God and firmly adhere to what is right. Verily I say, the tongue is for mentioning what is good. Defile it not with unseemly talk. God hath forgiven what is past. Henceforward everyone should utter that which is meet and seemly, and should refrain from slander, abuse, and whatever causeth sadness in men. Lofty is the station of man. Not long ago, this exalted word streamed forth from the treasury of our pen of glory. Great and blessed is this day, the day in which all that lay latent in man hath been and will be made manifest. Lofty is the station of man. Were he to hold to righteousness and truth, and to remain firm and steadfast in the cause. In the eyes of the All-Merciful, a true man appeareth even as a firmament. Its sun and moon are his sight and hearing, and his shining and resplendent character its stars. His is the loftiest station, and his influence educateth the world of being. Every receptive soul who hath in this day inhaled the fragrance of his garment, and hath, with a pure heart, set his face towards the all-glorious horizon, is reckoned among the people of Baha in the Crimson Book. Grasp ye, in my name, the chalice of my loving kindness. Drink then your fill in my glorious and wondrous remembrance.
the praise which hath dawned from thy most august self, and the glory which hath shone forth from thy most effulgent beauty, rest upon thee, O thou who art the manifestation of grandeur and the King of eternity, and the Lord of all who are in heaven and on earth. I testify that through thee the sovereignty of God and his dominion, and the majesty of God and his grandeur were revealed, and the day stars of ancient splendor have shed their radiance in the heaven of thine irrevocable decree, and the beauty of the unseen hath shone forth above the horizon of creation. I testify, moreover, that with but a movement of thy pen, thine injunction, be thou, hath been enforced, and God's hidden secret hath been divulged, and all created things have been called into being, and all the revelations have been sent down. I bear witness, moreover, that through thy beauty, the beauty of the adored one hath been unveiled, and through thy face, the face of the desired one hath shone forth, and that through a word from thee, thou hast decided between all created things, causing them who are devoted to thee to ascend unto the summit of glory, and the infidels to fall into the lowest abyss. I bear witness that he who hath known thee hath known God, and he who hath attained unto thy presence hath attained unto the presence of God. Great, therefore, is the blessedness of him who hath believed in thee and in thy signs, and hath humbled himself before thy sovereignty, and hath been honored with meeting thee, and hath attained the good pleasure of thy will, and circled round thee, and stood before thy throne. Woe betide him that hath transgressed against thee, and hath denied thee, and repudiated thy signs, and gainsaid thy sovereignty, and risen up against thee, and waxed proud before thy face, and hath disputed thy testimonies, and fled from thy rule and thy dominion, and been numbered with the infidels whose names have been inscribed by the fingers of thy behest upon thy holy tablets. Waft then unto me, O my God and my beloved, from the right hand of thy mercy and thy loving kindness, the holy breaths of thy favors, that they may draw me away from myself and from the world unto the courts of thy nearness and thy presence. Potent art thou to do what pleaseth thee. Thou truly hast been supreme over all things. The remembrance of God and his praise, and the glory of God and his splendor rest upon thee, O thou who art his beauty. I bear witness that the eye of creation hath never gazed upon one wronged like thee. Thou wast immersed all the days of thy life beneath an ocean of tribulations. At one time, thou wast in chains and fetters. At another, thou wast threatened by the sword of thine enemies. Yet, despite all this, thou didst enjoin upon all men to observe what hath been prescribed unto thee by him who is the all-knowing, the all-wise. May my spirit be a sacrifice to the wrongs thou didst suffer, and my soul be a ransom for the adversities thou didst sustain. I beseech God, by thee and by them whose faces have been illumined with the splendors of the light of thy countenance, and who, for love of thee, have observed all whereunto they were bidden, to remove the veils that have come in between thee and thy creatures, and to supply me with the good of this world and the world to come. Thou art, in truth, the Almighty, the most exalted, the all-glorious, the ever-forgiving, the most compassionate. Bless thou, O Lord my God, the divine lote tree and its leaves, and its boughs, and its branches, and its stems, and its offshoots, as long as thy most excellent titles will endure, and thy most august attributes will last. Protect it then from the mischief of the aggressor and the hosts of tyranny. Thou art in truth the Almighty, the most powerful. Bless thou also, O Lord my God, thy servants and thy handmaidens, who have attained unto thee. Thou truly art the all-bountiful, whose grace is infinite. No God is there save thee, the ever-forgiving, the most generous.
الها معبودا از تو و به تو آمده‌ام قلبم را به نور معرفتت منیر فرما تویی مقتدری که قدرت عالم و امم از اقتدارت باز نداشت. از یک اشراق از نیر کرمت دریاهای کرم ظاهر و از یک تجلی از نیر جودت عالم وجود موجود. ای پروردگار آنچه لایق ایامت نیست عکس نما و آنچه قابل است عطا فرما. تویی آن بخشنده ای که بخششت محدود به حدود نه. عباد تویی تو را می جوییم و از تو می طلبیم. توی فضال و توی بخشنده.
From the tree of eternity comes a song of paradise. To the lovers and the severed ones, the poor ones and the kings, he sings a song to wet the hearts and lifts our drooping wings. A dervish, a prisoner, a father of the poor, he has drained the cup of sorrow that all may live in joy. With every passing day he takes a dagger to his chest. With trembling hands and weary bones he lays his head to rest. And when the day turns to night, he longs to take his flight, whispering goodbye to all the lovers. And the fever drains his life, one last breath, one last goodbye. He is a king, and his kingdom will not die. He is a king, and his kingdom is nigh. His footsteps slowly fade, his slippers by the bed. One more smile to cheer the friends, no word is left unsaid. Oh, the fire in his eyes is gone, he's summoned to his home. And in my heart I see the King ascending to his throne. Turns to night, he longs to take his flight, whispering goodbye to all the lovers. And the fever drains his life, one last breath, one last goodbye. He is a king, and his kingdom will not die. He is a king, his kingdom is nigh. I will not forget thy bounties when you are gone. I will remember thy days during my days, and I pray that I will be so steadfast in your love that my heart shall not waver. I will not forget thy bounties when you are gone. I will remember thy days during my days, and I pray that I will be so steadfast in your love that my heart shall not waver.